Welcome, distinguished guests, proud parents, student scholars, and dedicated teachers and staff to the Woodville Elementary Leadership Through History, Civics, and Service Learning Magnet School Ribbon Cutting. It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest. We have Superintendent Jackie Pons. Forrest Van Camp, School Board Member. Maggie Lewis Butler, School Board Member. Mary Jane Tappan, Deputy Chancellor. Scotty Crow, Director of Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. Thank you for being here. At this time, it brings me great joy to invite Superintendent Pons, the leader of our school system, to come forth to address us on this special day in history of our school.
Thank you, Ms. Stokely. What a great principal we have here in Nancy Stokely. Let's give her a big hand. You know, her and Miss Scott are great leaders, and we're talking about history. We talk about leadership and how important it is. And when you think about Woodville, a lot of people don't realize this, but this is the oldest school in Leon County, which means it has some of the most history in Leon County right here in this building. And what we know about history, if we don't somehow grab hold to history and keep it close to our heart and keep it with us every day in these hallways, it'll disappear and it'll be forgotten. But in this community, I've learned one thing. This community is a community that is together on everything. You come together on issues, you come together on initiatives, and you're coming together today to make sure that we protect the history of Woodville right here. So I salute each and every one of you for being here today, for being part of this. I also want to thank our school board members that are here with us today. You know, there was a big push over the last probably 15 to 20 years looking at enrollments of schools and how you could bring schools together to save dollars. This school board believes in neighborhood schools, and I believe in neighborhood schools as a superintendent. And we must always protect the value of having a neighborhood school and being able to go to school in the community that you live in. So I want to thank our school board, especially Mr. Forrest Van Camp, Maggie Lewis Butler that are with me today, for the leadership that they've provided over the years in making sure that we protect our neighborhood schools here in Leon County. In closing, I want to challenge our students today. I know we're going to sing This Land Is Your Land. I went over there and sang a few verses to help you, and quickly one of the students told me that they sing a little better than I do, and I happen to agree with that. But students, today I want to challenge you with all this rich history that we have here. I'm counting on each and every one of you to make new history, to make your own history here that we can celebrate in the future. And let's always remember how much we value this school, we value this community, and we value this neighborhood. Thank you for having me today, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.
One special person that I neglected to introduce is Dr. Marvin Henderson, our Deputy Superintendent. For this occasion, our Woodville 5th grade chorus has prepared several musical selections to share with you. under the direction of Mrs. Hope Kreischer, our music teacher. Thank you, fifth grade chorus. That was wonderful. Such a treat. Schools often match up with a magnet theme, but in the case of Woodville Elementary School, the magnet matched up with the school. A school becoming a magnet means that the school specializes in areas of concentration and attracts those that are interested in those studies. In the case of Woodville Elementary School, history, civics, and service learning has been the concentration and the essence of the community since the mid-1800s. The Woodville community and Woodville School's story intertwines with important events in history, time and time again. Civic responsibility, justice, and service orientation are held as important. These values have been and continue to be demonstrated in the school and in our community. The ingredients for our school magnet was long-standing and already in existence, so it seems only natural that Woodville Elementary School would focus on leadership, history, strong citizenship, and giving back to the community. Even in the beginning stages as a magnet school this year, it is evident that the leadership through history, civics, and service learning magnet is where students can learn to make a big difference.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. This speech was given during a time of civil war of this great nation. Just 6 miles from this school is where the Battle of Natural Bridge took place. Many men lost their lives to fight for what they believed in. History should be studied because it is essential to individuals and to society, and because it harbors beauty. History helps us understand change and how the society we live in came to be. It is my wish that I left a legacy of hope and change for this great nation. In the words of our first president, George Washington, observe good faith and justice toward all nations, cultivate peace and harmony with all. Thank you.
In the long run, we shaped our lives and we shaped ourselves. The process never ends until we die, and the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. We gain strength and courage and confidence by each experience which we really stop to look fear in the face. We must do that in which we think we cannot. As the First Lady of the United States and wife to U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, I have worked tirelessly for men, women, and children, wherever the battles to fight for education, women's rights, and against unspeakable discriminations, segregations, or child labor. I want to serve those in need and fight for human rights. My husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, implanted programs during the Depression. His efforts to bring the Depression to an end and put people back to work is what made this very building possible. Citizens of Woodville were hired through the federal program to put people back to work throughout this great nation to rid the Depression and poverty. Learning through civics is important because it is the study of our duties and rights as citizens. They are important because one's self about laws in our country will allow citizens the understanding of ethics, community involvements, and justice for all. In the loving words of my dear husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, it is whether we provide enough for those who have little. Thank you.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children will be able to join hands and sing in the word of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Did you know that Woodville Elementary School was one of the first schools to integrate in Leon County? We are so honored to have them as our special guests during our 2011-2012 Black History program, and now some members are back with us today. Leadership is seeing the value in every person. As a leader, the wisest investment we could ever make is to mentor future leaders by organizing, inspiring, training, and preparing people to become the best and to accomplish and reach those goals they might have thought impossible. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamari Spears-Screen, who was Dr. King, Blake Stallings, Abraham Lincoln, and Haley Mann, Ms. Roosevelt. Thank you. And as Jamari said, we have some special guests with us today. We have Ossie Anderson, we have Barbara Ellis, and we have Kenny Manning. These three women were part of the integration movement. They entered kindergarten here, and we love having them come and visit our school because they paved the way. Their courage paved the way for all people to live in harmony and be provided an equal education. Thank you for being with us today. And also Grandma Steele, she was a parent of one of our kindergartners. And Grandma Steele, the reason we feel that we can call her Grandma Steele is that she comes to our school every single day and works with our boys and girls. Thank you for doing that. Also in attendance today, we have another very special guest. We were looking for the oldest citizen in Woodville that has lived here continuously, and we have with us today Ms. Pearl Voss. Ms. Voss lives right across the street, and I just understood earlier that she can hear all of our announcements, so she still stays in close contact with our school. On the front of our program for this occasion, there is a very nice poster that you may have noticed. It was designed by one of our students, Tiana Myrick. Thank you, Tiana, for helping design our program. Many of our students created posters, and you can see these around town that are advertising the Founders Day Festival in our community. I would like to invite Deputy Commissioner Mary Jane Tappan to come forth from the Department of Education and bring us a few words.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be here. Commissioner Stewart right now is meeting with the governor, otherwise would be here, and promises she'll stop by to visit the new museum. I hope that we have a tape of this program because we have some of the best examples of what children can do. We just observed, listened, heard, and saw what those students can do. For the 5th graders in chorus, your magnet program is going to provide you a very strong foundation in what you'll need to know and be able to do in middle school. There's a new civics requirement, and my bet is the kids in middle school with you that didn't get to go to Woodville are going to compete to sit next to you because you're going to know all the answers in civics education that the others are going to need. So be proud of that effort. Also, the service learning that you're doing is not only going to bring you some personal joy and lifelong comfort, it's also going to be a benefit to you as you make choices after you graduate. So this program itself is a benefit to your family, it's a benefit to you, and it's a benefit to your future. So congratulations, it's a pleasure to be here. I drive by regularly. It's a beautiful school site, and I'm so happy to be able to visit and to see what's going on. Thank you.
Superintendent Pons has been a friend to our school, offering us support for our magnet and holding several community conversations at our school. It seems only fitting for him to offer the closing words for the ceremony. Superintendent Pons.
Great, thank you. Again, I just want to thank all of you for what you've done for this elementary school, your support. We have great students that are here, outstanding teachers, and let's give a hand to all the teachers that we have here at this great school. And as we travel through and walk through what I would call a museum of history, let's always remember what has made this school so special and what has made this community so special. Thank you and have a great day.
We have a special school creed that we want to share with you. Many of our parents have heard this before, but it's on the back, and we are going to read the school creed in unison. I'm going to ask that our safety patrols come forth and lead us in this effort.
Good morning, everybody. We'll be doing the creed. I am successful in life.
I am successful in life.
I will lead and not follow.
I will lead and not follow.
I'm prepared for learning.
I am prepared for learning.
I'm respectful to all.
I am respectful to all.
I'm in control of myself.
I am in control of myself.
I display responsible behavior.
I display responsible behavior.
I'll help make everyone safe.
I will help make everyone safe.
I'm a force for good.
I am a force for good.
I'll set a new standard.
I will set a new standard.
I will step up and make good choices.
I will step up and make good choices.
Every day in every way.
Every day in every way.
I get better and better.
I get better and better.
Whoa.
With help from family, teachers, and friends, we have got to win.
Okay, now another moment we've been waiting for. We're going to ask that the adults go through the gate on the side and meet us around front for our ribbon cutting. So we'll meet you around there.
3, 2, 1. You do a good job, man. You did good.
With our opening of our History, Civics, and Service Learning Magnet, we wanted people to understand what we're trying to accomplish as a magnet school, and I think they are able to see that through our museum with the research students have done, with the projects the students have done, and also having the old photographs. And what we're trying to do is reach out to the community so we could find more stories behind all the photographs. We thought that this was just one more way that we could, as a school, give back to the community. There was a historical society here for years, and it's been disbanded in the past 10 years. And what we're trying to do is bring that back, and many community members have dropped by to give us pictures and tell us stories. And so we feel like the museum is the impetus for making greater things happen at our school.